this is going to be your August 2018 general reading. And this is going to be for Aries rising, Aries sun, and Aries moon. I hope you guys are well. That was a pretty intense eclipse, huh? Okay. I'm going to do an 11 card Celtic cross spread to see what just comes out for you for this month. I apologize for this being late. At least I'm getting a little bit better than last month. I was going to do your reading yesterday, but yesterday was actually my birthday. So I decided to take it easy with my puppy and my daughter. This thing actually my daughter gave to me as my birthday present. She finger knitted it. She finger knits long rope things. Okay, this is going to be in Aries best, highest good. May there be important messages in here that they need to hear for the month of August 2018. Okay. I'm just going to shift something real quick to make room. You can always fast forward through this part if you want. Sometimes I talk and sometimes I just like to be quiet. Okay. I may pull a few clarifiers, but this looks pretty straightforward to me. So hopefully this will help you in some way or make sense to you. It's actually a pretty good reading, you guys. Okay, I'm just going to go through each card in its position first, and then I'll start reading. Your central experience for the month of August is the 8 of Cups. Your countering or challenging situation is the 9 of Wands. What is helping you is the Princess of Wands. Nothing came out as what's hindering you, so I'm just going to leave that be. And at your root or core of your being right now is death. Your recent past, very nice you guys, is the 10 of Cups. Your best possible outcome is the King of Wands. As your near future, the Chariot, very good. You right now are the High Priestess. In your surroundings is the 6 of Cups. Your hopes, I'm assuming this is hopes, is the Princess of Pentacles. Because you didn't have anything come out as what's hindering you, and you didn't have anything come out as fears, I'm thinking that you're doing rather well right now, or at least you don't have much blocking you at this time. Your general outcome is the Ace of Swords. So, okay. Your central experience for the month of August is that you are on a threshold between the past and the new. This is about being in a place in your life now where you're ready to start something completely new. And this can have to do with many different things. You know more than me, whether it's relationships or career or family or your home or where you live. It can be anything. But basically, it's about wanting to leap into the unknown and try something completely different or new. But there's a little hesitancy involved in it because you are still emotionally attached to the things that you have existing now or the things that you have had in the past. I guess you could kind of consider those cups behind her as her comfort zone or what she is used to, and because she's used to it, she knows what to expect. And of course, this can be a man or a woman. I'm just saying she because it's a woman in the card. So even though she's used to it and she knows everything about it and has experienced everything that she possibly could with those situations, she's reluctant to let go of what she does know and just leap straight into the unknown. And there's a little bit of possible nostalgia or being afraid that if you take this leap, you'll somehow lose what you already have, but that doesn't necessarily have to be the case. Whatever you have learned or gained or honored from the past is always with you no matter what. So that's where you're at for the month of August. Your countering experience to that is the Nine of Wands. So perhaps one reason on why you're hanging back from leaping into the unknown just yet is you're still wrapping up things from the past. Perhaps things that you're wrapping up, and these are activities, by the way. Wands are usually actions or things that we do. So you've been doing a lot, and you've been working on possibly one project or many projects, and you are almost done with them. But something about this tells me that perhaps the wrapping up process is taking longer or is more complicated than you originally thought it was going to be. And so for whatever reasons, you're having to run around trying to tie up all of these things and finally be done with them before you can move on. With Mercury going retrograde, this would kind of make sense, where perhaps wrapping up the old stuff is just delayed or confusing more than usual. But I see you as fully taking this challenge on, being the Arians that you are, and just doing it. So I don't really consider this as too much of an obstacle for you. I think that you have it in you to totally wrap all these things up and then finally take this leap. So what is helping you is the Princess of Wands, which is playful action. So anything that brings you joy that you enjoy doing, whether it's dancing or martial arts or just doing something fun, whether it's bouncing on a slack line or hanging upside down or climbing a tree, or just to enjoy yourself and embrace your inner child when it comes to things like freedom, play, fun, and physical activities as well. If you have any children in your life, they're a really good influence on you at this time and are teaching you how to bring out more of your playful self out just by simply being around them. So this looks excellent. This looks really good. If you don't take things too seriously and just play, I can only see that as bringing blessings into your life. So at your root, it looks like something is completely passing away in your life. And this is a huge cycle because this is a major arcana card. So this is about something long-term or large passing away and releasing the old to make way for the new to come in. And so I believe you may be about to embark on a whole new journey in your life. But this, like when I look at the Eight of Cups, to me, I compare it to kind of a minor card version of the Fool, except she's a little bit more reluctant than the Fool. And so something about your emotional situation needs to change, or you need to take a risk into the unknown. Before you can truly do that, you need to let this very large thing go, whatever it is. And sometimes major transformations like this can be painful. Sometimes they can be lighthearted and free, since you do have the Princess of Wands as what's helping you. If you approach this very intense, large transformation with a childlike joy and positive outlook for the future, then this will pass away much more painlessly than if you resisted it. So, in your recent past, you have the Ten of Cups. So this is total happiness and joy, and feeling blessed. Feeling blessed by your life and by the people around you, the situations that you're in, what you've already accomplished on an emotional level from hard work done. This looks wonderful. There may have been reasons to celebrate, maybe some kind of big celebration where lots of people got together to share their happiness with each other. Or you just feel this internal excitement that you've been feeling excited, like you can create anything, and you're starting to notice things coming together. That's really nice. As your best possible outcome, you have the King of Wands. So this leads me to believe your best possible outcome is taking that Princess of Wands energy and heightening it even more, where not only are you cultivating your inner child in fun and play, but also things like standing in your strength and feeling good about yourself, feeling self-confident, feeling like there is nothing that you can't handle and that you can't do. If you have ideas in mind of things that you would like to manifest on a physical level, perhaps organizing some kind of event, or organizing is the key word here, like managing, organizing, running, putting something together, and it seems like it's something really fun, possibly something to do with theater or gathering people together, perhaps festivals, concerts, something involved with music or art. But its main purpose is just to uplift people's spirits and gather people together in groups where they can enjoy themselves with each other. And also taking full responsibility for how you behave and how you go about acting in your life. If you look at this, the King of Wands has a pet dragon that is really, the dragon is an aspect of himself. He is the dragon, but he's also a man. So it's all about keeping your personal power in check and regulated, so that you're not spewing fire all over people, or behaving in ways that later on you would look back on it and think that perhaps you were acting inappropriately with your ego, possibly. But when he's balanced like this, he's warm, generous, caring. He's a great leader. He loves people. He's all about people enjoying themselves and about pursuing to its fullest your creativity. And it's a minor card that's associated with Leo, and Leo rules the heart chakra. So to me, this speaks of opening up your heart even larger to encompass groups of people, or to just feel as though you can fully manifest on an active level what you want to. This can also be an ally or a person in your life too, in which case this can be a man or a woman, and it's somebody who shows all of those qualities that I just mentioned, but someone who is like a bright light that warms up the people around them, and just naturally by being around them, they make you feel confident. So that's a really nice best possible outcome. I'm going to pick a clarifier to go with it to see if I get anything else on that. Okay, you have another king, the King of Swords. Ooh, this is speaking about something very specific and wonderful. So the King of Wands is fixed fire. He's the Leo energy of the heart. The King of Swords is the fixed air energy, which is ruled by Aquarius and has to do with the mind. It has to do with the higher mind. One of the rulers of Aquarius is Uranus, the planet of sudden awakenings, and also this card represents the third eye, or the superconscious, I suppose you would say. So really, when these two kings are together, these are two polar opposites that fill in what the other one lacks. And when they work together, magic happens. And so this is about your head working with your heart, where your heart is supporting your head and your head is supporting your heart. Between these two, they have the energy, which is the King of Wands is tons and tons of energy. It's fixed fire after all, and it's ruled by the sun. Try to think of anything, you know, more energy producing than our star. And the King of Swords is all about the power of the mind to create ideas, insights, sudden inspirations, things that come out of the blue that awaken you in sometimes very quick and sudden ways, where you have sudden insights that changes everything. And so between the two of them, the King of Swords has the vision and the King of Wands makes it happen. So that's excellent as your best possible outcome. And this is also about being objective and looking at things from a larger perspective, but without losing sight of how your heart feels or how you actually feel. To not lose sight of your personal passions. So it is kind of a nice, unique blending and combination of passions in with logic and insight. Very nice. Okay, as your near future, you have the Chariot, which is all about setting goals and intentions and then working on intuitively figuring out what is the best way to get to those things that are your goals. Sometimes this card can speak of car things, like either your car needs to be repaired or you need to get a new car, or there's something going on with vehicles. Since Mercury is going retrograde, you may want to take it slow with planning with any kinds of trips to make sure that your car has all the repairs that it needs before you go somewhere. Otherwise, you may encounter some car issues, but that's just one minor way of looking at this. So that specific scenario aside, this is really just about going within, listening to your will or your intuition on where is it that you would like to go. You know, and once you figure out where you really want to go, then you can start working on how to get yourself there. So when I'm kind of looking at your central experience, let's see if I can do that, of the Eight of Cups. Eights are about learning lessons, and being minor. Eights are minor lessons or challenging situations that have you learn something, but it's not as intense as if it was a major arcana card. So when I look at these things, it seems to me like this woman or person has definitely a pretty good idea of where she wants to leap or where she wants to go. She may be hanging back a little bit because she needs a little bit more information about how she's going to be. I mean, if you look at her, she's next to an open doorway and it almost looks like there's just empty space outside the window. Maybe it's a staircase and you just don't really see where it's headed. But it could also be a ledge, and kind of like the Fool, she has to somehow leap off this ledge into the total space, empty space of air, which can be quite scary. You know, you definitely want to know that you have some kind of a trampoline or some kind of net underneath there to catch you, some kind of a safety net. So I'm kind of getting that you need to do a teeny bit more planning about safety nets for you in order to take this leap. You may not want to completely rush in Aryan style. You may want to do a little bit more planning about how you're going to go about doing this. So let me pick a clarifier to go with the Chariot. Okay, you have the Devil. All right. I may even pick a clarifier to go with the Devil. Okay. Your clarifiers for the Chariot are the Devil and the Four of Cups. This seems very un-Aries-like to me. Usually, all of my dear Aries friends have never really had issues with taking a leap or jumping into something that they really bad want to do, but maybe perhaps there's something in, maybe it's something very large you're letting go of that you've had existing in your life for a long time, and so it's not quite that easy. It doesn't seem like it's a small goal. It seems like it's something brewing that will end up turning into a very huge goal or a huge journey. But this is leading me to believe that you have been stuck with wanting to take this leap. Even though you know you want to take the leap, something about letting go of your existing structures is holding you back. This could even be not just existing structures, but internal ones, like how you view yourself, or how you view what's possible to you, or how are people going to view you. Something. But as your best possible outcome, you have those two kings, so this isn't anything that you can't handle. It may involve a little bit of introspection and possibly admitting to yourself some things about yourself that have been holding you back. It can also be negative things that you were taught by other people that you've taken on to yourself. So, okay, let's keep moving and see. But keep in mind, you did get this Major Arcana card as your original near future. So above those two other things, I feel like you're moving on and you're definitely doing work on this. And you're definitely planning on, okay, where would I like to travel to? Where would I like to go? What are my goals? And how to go about taking the action steps, which you have never really had a problem with. So you right now are the High Priestess. So it's saying to me, your intuition is correct at this time. Trust your intuition, trust the signs that you get, any premonitions, gut feelings, insights, ideas that come out of the blue, any synchronicities or messages that the universe is giving you. Pay attention. They're definitely telling you things. I feel like they're telling you really good things. Yeah, you're definitely going to be receiving messages, so trust what you get. You may also have some kind of a person in your life around this time who has psychic abilities, who is also giving you messages. And if that's the case, then they will completely back up what you already feel. So in your surroundings, you have the Six of Cups, so perhaps you have an old lover visiting you, or a dear old friend you haven't seen in a long time, or you're somehow revisiting the past, whether it's someone from the past who's coming to see you, or whether you're visiting old locations from the past that you haven't seen in a very long time, or you're just reminiscing about the past. But this is in your surroundings. I'm almost getting something about you may have some objects in your home or in your surroundings that have extremely intense ties to the past, and something about having these objects in your home is interfering with you to be able to move forward. So this could be, as some possible scenarios, it could be something like old framed photographs of people that you have some negative memories of or painful memories of, or pictures of ex-boyfriends or old love letters or just power objects that are around your home that remind you of the past. And I'm getting a strong feeling to tell you if that's the case for you. I'm sure this isn't going to apply to everyone, but there's probably at least a handful of people that can relate to this. If the objects are tied to happy memories, but you just have a ton of them from one person, you may want to pare down and narrow it down to just a few things that you really love that have happy memories attached to them. But any objects in your house that are tied to past relationships or past situations that hold you back, I would suggest that you get rid of them or give them away to people that don't have those associations with them. So that aside, this is saying in your surroundings, feel free to revisit the past. This month we do have quite a bit of retrogrades, so this is natural for everyone to be doing at this time, but try not to stay stuck there. You know, I'm comparing this to your central experience, and they do look quite similar in a certain way. You know, in the past card, the Six of Cups, notice one of the cups is spilled. So in the past, there may be happy memories, fond memories, memories that make your heart glow, but then there are other memories that of perhaps things that didn't work out, or losses or grief or things that were lost, that perhaps some of these things you don't have proper closure with. And if you look at the woman in the Eight of Cups, she's hanging on to the past. She's hanging on to the cups that are behind her, and so it's making it harder for her to take this leap into the unknown. So, and then I compare that to the Death card down in your core. So it really does feel like there's some things that you really do need to release, and for whatever reasons it's tied up with nostalgia or things that run very deep for you with your emotions, and so it's not so easy for you to let go of it. But it is time for you to let go of it or transform it or transmute it. And I almost feel like there may be some things that you regret. There may be some things that you regret that you almost feel a slight guilt for, or you wish that you could make it up to the people involved or something. But try not to beat yourself up. What's done is done, and forgive yourself and the other people involved. And that way, even if you can't get closure with the actual person, you can at least get closure with yourself and be able to fully move on. So, as your hope, you have the Princess of Pentacles. You have two princesses in here. So this is learning new things, experimenting, and having a childlike joy and happiness and creativity that's involved with making money or creating security for yourself or abundance for yourself. These can be learning new skills. So if you have been thinking about trying something new, it could be going to school or taking classes or just refining a skill that you have already been learning about and getting better and better at it. And this new process, this new journey that you want to take a leap into looks very promising. It looks like it'll fulfill you in ways that you haven't been fulfilled in a long time, as long as you approach it with the attitude of let's just see what happens and just experiment as we go. You're obviously not a master at this thing or these ideas that you have, but you're going to go through the fun journey of it. So try not, I don't think you would take yourself too seriously with it, but I'm just telling you what you already know, which is, you know, try not to be a perfectionist or hang on. Okay, I'm back. Let's see. I believe I was here. So, what was I saying? Something about don't take yourself too seriously where you're having too many expectations of how good at this thing you are from the beginning, or being perfect at whatever it is. Instead, just look at it as an experiment and something that you can have fun doing. I don't think that that would be very hard for you to do. So, and also if you have children or if you work with children, get the children involved in your project somehow where they feel like they're your little apprentices. I definitely got that message too. And get your kids involved with what you do. I think that they would learn a lot in one way or another. So as your general outcome, you have the Ace of Swords, which is great considering that Mercury is going to be retrograde. This just says focus on what you perceive, on getting the right information you need to make any major decisions, and you're starting a new path of communicating. Perhaps you're noticing more. You do have the High Priestess as you right now, so perhaps you're noticing more than usual, or you're being aware of more than usual, or you're just noticing the undercurrents around you between people, situations, just life in general. You're noticing the undercurrents more. So you should definitely be trusting your powers of observation. You may need to make some kind of a decision, but above all else, I see this as a new path for you opening up where you're meeting more like-minded people, or you can get involved in situations where you are truly listened to and understood, and where you can exchange ideas with other people and be very clear about where you're coming from. You may receive some kind of a brilliant idea that you would like to pursue, and between your passion and your intellect, or working possibly partnering up with other people, that would yield the best results for you, and you're on your way. It's I mean, when I look at these two princesses, they're children beginning something new. This is the risk or leap you want to take. And then they instantly become adults. So this thing that you're wanting to leap towards seems like it progresses rather quickly, possibly more quickly than you thought. So hopefully that made sense or helped you in some way. You guys are awesome, and thank you for being patient with me. I'm going to try to do my best to make sure that I'm putting these out on time, or at least close to on time as possible for a Neptunian like me. So I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. And stay tuned, I guess, for your bonus reading if you would like to watch it. It'll be on things like love, relationships, career, and health. Okay, take care, you guys.